We have 45 participants. And we have 57 sa YouTube. Alright, so as I said, we have post-evaluation survey that will be given after the discussion of our speaker. So don't forget to take that evaluation for you to receive the certificate. So digital certificates will be given within 2 to 3 weeks after this webinar. The instruction how to download will be announced through this link. So, ilista nyo na to, i-picturean. So, http://tiny.cc/download search. So, check from time to time after 2 to 3 weeks because there will be no more email notification about the certificate. Huwag niyong kalimutan yung link na ito. So, enjoy the webinar and also like our FB page at TICTFOOBCP. Alright? Ako nga pala, ang inyong moderator for this afternoon's webinar, George Michael Picardal, a Project Development Officer under the ILCDB Region 8. All right. Thank you for joining this webinar. Enjoy lang tayo. Sa mga nanonood sa YouTube, alright. So, as you can see, we have 4,000. Umulan na. We have 4,102 responses. And 70.5% are females. And 29.5% are males. And they are from all over the globe. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. We have from Muscat, Oman. Sultanate of Oman, Gargaras District, Tripoli, Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands. From Thailand, from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, from Doha, Qatar, Dubai, UAE, and our participants are mostly teachers. So, meron din students, unemployed, affected by COVID, single parents, government employees, and indigenous persons. And the ages are from 16 to 65 years old. So, wala pa sila, yung mga nag-register. As of now, we have 50 participants and 57 sa ating YouTube live. Let me check the Facebook if live na din. Alright. Live na din po tayo sa Facebook. And we have 321 sa Facebook Live. Hello sa ating mga participants dyan. Lalo na sa mga teachers. All over the Philippines and outside the Philippines. All right, let me announce this, a public service announcement, that we have the Visayas Cluster 2 as a new director, Sir Frederick D.C. Amores. Right, let me check. Okay, so we have a new director. We conducted a virtual turnover ceremony last August 14. So replacing our outgoing director, Director Loloy, Director Leo Cipriano L. Orbestando Jr. After 1 year and 4 months in service as the director of Visayas Cluster 2, Director Obistondo will take his post as OIC Director 4 at the Government Digital Transformation Bureau in DICT Central Office. So, Director Amores was the Assistant Regional Director of Visayas Cluster 2 prior to being assigned in Mindanao Cluster 2. So, let's welcome our new director, Director Rick, but he will not be able to attend right now because of some important meetings. Next. All right. I know you are excited. So before I introduce our speaker, Sir Joshua will discuss various online platforms, tools, and applications that can help make online classes fun and interactive between students and teachers. So this is very timely, especially that classes will begin in few weeks or months from now. So this will help teachers, trainers, lecturers, mentors make their classes fun and engaging, and will allow their students participate more regardless of distance brought about by distance education or open education. So our speaker, Sir Joshua Eleazar Domen, graduate a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from St. Paul University, Dumaguete in 2012. Currently on thesis for Master Development and Communication, Master of Information Systems at University of the Philippines Open University. One of the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines of Central Visayas 2012. Also one of the 30 outstanding students of the Philippines 2012 to national, with awarding held in Malacanang Palace. Represented the country as a delegate various international conferences including Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, and India. Worked as technical support engineer, the IT operations department of a technology company in Dumaguete City for more than 4 years. Worked as part-time university instructor teaching IT subjects for more than 5 years. And now currently a project development officer at Department of Information Communication Technology, Visayas Cluster 2, under the ICT Industry Development Bureau, and a recent YouTuber who discusses tech tutorials. All right, I know you are excited. Let us welcome our speaker, Sir Joshua Eleazar Domen.
Thank you, Mike. Ang haba naman ng introduction. But thank you very much, and also for accepting the last-minute call to be the moderator for this afternoon. So, daghang salamat. So, I am live here in Cebu City, but I believe that we also have participants from other countries as well. I think we have one from Malaysia tuning in live right now. And we also have around 330 participants in Facebook Live. We have 65 in here in Zoom and around 50 plus something in YouTube. Hindi ko na makita sa screen ko, but for those who are tuning into Zoom right now, I would really need your help because we will have some live demos of our web applications, and I have seen and I have noticed that meron tayong a couple of minutes na delay both sa Facebook live and sa YouTube live. So for those who are in Zoom, I am asking for your help to participate and cooperate for at least we can show the demo to the watchers in Facebook and in YouTube. Okay? If okay sa inyo, konting yes naman dyan sa ating Zoom na chat. For those na nasa Facebook Live and YouTube, then let's see. Let's see kung makahabol kayo, but I think merong okay lang sana kung seconds na delay, no, pero medyo mahaba-haba rin eh. But follow na lang sa mga nasa Facebook at YouTube, follow na lang. But for those sa Zoom ulit, please help me in doing the demos, okay? So may mga nag-yes ba tayo sa chat natin? I hope so. Okay lang sa inyo? Mga Zoom participants natin will play a big role for this webinar this afternoon. So hindi lang ako. Okay? Nakikita na ba ang screen ko, everyone? Mike, kita na ba? Okay, may mga approve signs sa video natin. Okay, sige. So let us begin. I know you are excited. I believe na meron tayong we have a lot of simultaneous webinars happening right now, and I thank you for choosing this webinar to attend to. I believe merong pa-webinars din ang DepEd and ang other agencies, but you chose to stay here, so thank you very much. This is timely, no? This is very timely, most especially na supposedly for those who are working in DepEd schools, di ba supposedly next week na ang start ng inyong new normal classes. Let's call that new normal classes. But na-move siya sa October 25, am I right? Or sometime in October. So, kumusta kaya yon? Kumusta ang ating pag-move? Okay ba sa inyo? Or excited na sana kayo but na-frustrate kasi ready na sana? At kumusta din ang ating mga printer, bond paper dyan? Ubos na ba? Meron pa bang ink or wala na? Okay.
May pasakay.
Okay. Sige. So actually this webinar po is a continuation of the webinar I had with Hiraya Philippines. So nandito ba si MJ? So they invited me to talk about utilizing offline and online tools for open education last August 5, and from there madaming nag-request from the participants na i-continue ko, especially sa mga web applications kasi parang pahapyaw lang yung binigay ko that time, or parang slight overview lang. So for now parang ganito din. So ang contents is basically more or less the same din, but there is more emphasis sa mga web applications natin na pwedeng gamitin in your new normal classes. Okay? So for those who joined and who are here right now, so welcome again. Please do not be surprised if I'm using the same content. And for those naman who missed this webinar, you can go to the Facebook page of Hiraya Philippines. Under their videos na album, nandun naman ang complete natin na presentation. Okay? Because there is konting changes dito sa presentation ko ngayon. Hindi ako magfo-focus doon sa mga LMS platforms that I have discussed, but rather I will focus sa mga web applications this time. Okay? So, okay, let's start. So here is our outline for this afternoon. I will give some key concepts and terms about online classes. Then konting pahapyaw about the learning management system platforms and video conferencing platforms because I know for sure na ready na kayo sa mga platforms nyo na gagamitin. Ready na ba kayo? Meron na ba tayong gamit na platform for your lessons sa kaming napasukan? So, for those na hindi pa, if we have school administrators here, meron tayong konting overview about that. And also some video conferencing na platforms. Kung aside dito sa Zoom, meron pa bang other na platforms na pwedeng gamitin for online classes or live demos? So, meron tayong konting papyaw dyan. And finally, yung interactive web applications natin na pwedeng gamitin para naman ang ating online classes ay hindi boring or there is an interactive na na interaction sa mga between sa teachers and students regardless of the distance, 'di ba? Okay? Sige, so let's begin. And we first start, of course, with the traditional classroom learning, correct? Ito yung the usual four-corner classroom setting that we had in the past. But then, COVID came, this global pandemic came, and we are shifting to a new setup. And I believe na sa ating DepEd, there is a blended setup, a blended kind of learning. And dyan naman papasok ang ating digital classroom learning. Now, when we talk about digital classroom learning, there are actually various concepts. And there are times na mali ang mga interpretations of these terms, or rather iba ang definition ng iba. Minsan nag-overlap ang meaning kahit hindi naman ito talaga ang meaning. So let us define them. So we have three terms. First is distance learning. So distance learning is this learning na we do right now. Like I am here and you are there. You are in different locations. We are separated by land or by sea, diba? I am currently right now in Cebu, but I believe we have participants from Malaysia, from Qatar, from Oman, but that does not mean our distance doesn't mean that we could not learn anymore or we could not be educated anymore. So that's distance learning. Next is open learning or open education. And when we talk about open learning or open education, it means that regardless of your whereabouts, like age or gender or religion or nationality, you can learn. All right. And also one thing about open learning is that regardless also of the time or schedule, everyone can learn. Okay, so dito sa open learning papasok na it doesn't necessarily mean na merong live discussions from the teacher and the student, or merong live demos or live video calls, but rather there is a platform wherein pwedeng balikan ng students basta within the semester, dapat niyang matapos, or within a given deadline dapat niyang matapos ang tasks or ang faculty mark assignment. So this is what we actually do sa master's classes ko ngayon. I am actually on my thesis stage na, no? Yun na lang hinihintay ko na matapos, and I am enrolled at the University of the Philippines Open University. So they say na parang bago pa daw sa atin to, no, itong this kind of learning na online learning, but actually it has been present in the country already for more than 20 years already. Ang UPOU, it started 25 years ago. So actually meron ng online classes, but hindi pa siya sumikat or hindi siya sikat pa not until this COVID-19 pandemic entered. So existing na siya. There is actually already a lot of schools employing this kind of learning, yung open education. And finally, we also have the term that we call as e-learning. And e-learning is any kind of learning kahit na whether it be traditional, yun nasa classroom lang, or digital, as long as the learning involves various devices and equipment just like cell phones, tablets, and laptop. So anything that uses them, especially ang infrastructure like ang internet connection, if it is needed, that is already considered an e-learning na concept. Okay? So next slide. So in a digital classroom mode, we have two modes. There is online, where simply put, it is using internet connection or connectivity for the learning to happen. While meron din tayong tinatawag na offline and blended, and I believe na ito ang i-employ ng DepEd ngayon for this school year. And after and sa offline and blended, we have analog, that includes the use of books, handouts, radios, and the television. And we also have digital na gamit ang desktop, laptop, tablet, and smartphone. So I believe there will be a mix of learning for DepEd schools. Okay. Then in a digital classroom transmissions, meron tayong tatlong ways or tatlong means actually to perform this kind of digital classroom na setup. First is gamit ang radio, no? May mga satellite towers na nagtatransmit ng ating learning. And I believe, I think historically speaking, this already happened before in the past na there is a central or common station na nagbo-broadcast, and students or pupils learn through radios. Nangyari na daw yan. And then we also have the use of the internet through the digital, through this transmission. And most commonly, ito na ang mangyayari this time, especially na we are in this digital age already. We need not to meet physically to learn, so through the internet na lang and with your devices. And also, we have what we call a sneaker net. Ayan, ano kaya ibig sabihin ng sneaker net? Any answers from our participants? Basing sa logo natin, may sneaker, tapos may mga peripheral devices. Ano kaya ibig sabihin nito? Tingnan natin sa chat. Yan, wala tayong mga answer kung anong sneaker net. Using drives according to VBN. Ano pa ba? USB containing modules. Okay. Without using without searching the net. Yan, mga portable devices. Okay. Yes, correct. So actually, ang sneaker net, this uses a person or meron tayong tao na magde-deliver ng mga different modules that are saved in various external drives like flash drives, like micro SDs or other memories. So usually ang ginagamit kasi ng mga medium natin ng mga tao is sneaker daw sa pag-transmit. So they go from house to house to visit the students, and they deliver kung ano ang mga updates sa learning modules. So yan, kaya siya tinawag na sneaker net. So I think ganito din ba ang mayayari sa ating sa ating mga teachers? Hindi naman siguro, I think there will be families or parents who will go to school to get the modules. Pero if yan man ang mangyari na merong isa who will take risk to give the modules, so good luck po, and we wish you the best, and we thank you for braving and for being courageous to deliver, especially that we have a lot of health risks right now to go out. So ayun po. If meron, I think meron tayong sa chat, no? Okay. Sneaker, ayan. Ayan na po, member na po kayo ng Sneaker Net Club. Okay? So moving on, syempre, ang online classes natin, merong advantages and disadvantages. So let me, ayan, may mga pumapasok pa sa ating Zoom. So for those na nasa Facebook and for those na nasa YouTube din, if you want to participate sa ating mga web applications mamaya, please join Zoom para maka-participate po kayo firsthand. So advantages. So of course, there is safety in the comfort of homes if meron tayong online classes, di ba? Especially now that we have the pandemic and the risk is just there sa labas. We don't need to leave the comforts of our homes, both for the students and the teachers. Di ba? Kasi allowed ba ang teachers na nasa bahay lang magturo or sa school talaga? But if that is the case, at least there's still safety and security for us for the learning to happen. Kasi hindi na tayo ma-expose sa labas. Also, we have freedom and control, di ba? For those especially nandun sa open education, we are free na to do the assignments, so, mga ganon. So pwede. There is no hassle going to school, and dito sa Cebu City, ang meron lang modes of transport as of now is mga taxis, wala pa mga public transpose na kagaya ng mga jeepneys. So it's really hard, it's really hard to go to places right now. So, 'di ba, with online classes, there's no hassle going to school, especially for the students. And then students learn the value of priority and responsibility. Of course, 'di ba? Now that they are online, hindi na spoon-fed masyado compared sa traditional classroom, because they should learn how to be responsible to take their lessons online and everything else. And the power of technology gets utilized, and that is actually true, no? 'Di ba? Sabi nila mabagal ang internet dito, or perhaps mayroong problems or issues sa connectivity, or sabi din nila mahal. But now that madami nang naka-online, so it also means na malakas ang demand for internet connectivity, for better infrastructure. So tendency is bubuti din ang ating ICT infrastructure dito sa ating country. And actually, in terms of putting up a department intended for ICT sa Philippines, we're actually 10 years behind compared sa ating mga neighboring countries. Just like Sri Lanka, they already had their own department solely for ICT 10 years ago, and other countries as well. But now we might be behind, but as you see, the importance of technology is being considered now, 'di ba? So who knows? Especially ngayon, tingnan nyo, meron na tayong third telco. So fingers crossed, bubuti ito ng bubuti. And siguro if there's one thing na dinalang kabutihan ng COVID-19, although we are not thanking COVID to enter, no? Kakainis ng COVID. But it allowed us to make use of technology wisely, and we can demand for better service. So that's one thing. Okay. Next, ito na, disadvantages. Technical problems are inevitable. Ayan, 'di ba? Sino nag-a-agree na ang ating meron tayong mga technical issues, meron tayong mga senior citizens club na meron na tayong senior citizens club, so hindi na masyadong techie, hindi na mga tech savvy. So that is a big problem, and kahit pag-connect siguro sa wifi or kahit may mga technical issues, umulan lang, bumagyo, nawala na ang internet connection. So paano na? Paano na ang ating online classes? Okay? Then also, not all students can go online, and that is a fact because not all have devices, not all have internet connection. Good thing for those who are in the major cities, major hubs, because they have a good access to infrastructure and to devices. But what about those who are in the far-flung areas, in the hinterlands na communities, diba? So you should also take that into consideration. Also, there are plenty of distractions. Kami dito nag-work from home din kami, but we do meetings online, and sa bakuran namin madaming manok, madaming toktilaok ng manok sa likod, mayroon pang kahol ng aso. And also one good distraction or one obvious distraction when you are online or when you are at home is ang kama. At ang weather, 'di ba? Ang sarap matulog, makita mo lang ang kama, ang lambot tingnan. Maya na 'yung mga trabaho. Pahinga muna. Tapos bagong tulog pa lang, 'di ba? Or perhaps ang teachers mismo or ang parents mismo, 'di ba? Because siguro most teachers are also parents or at least a fraction of them. So aside from doing their work, they also attend to their children. So there are actually plenty of distractions. Kung madami ng distractions sa classroom, at least 'di ba sa classroom setting, traditional classroom setting, atin na papagalitan or something like that, i-call mo ang attention. But paano ka pa kaya sa online wherein you cannot control the environment? Okay? And likelihood of not conforming to deadlines ng students, of course, kasi students are very rational, madaming reasons, and they say na, ma'am, naputol ang internet, walang internet kahit hindi ako sumagot. So, paano na yan? Paano mo makokontrol yan? And you cannot prove na nawala na ang internet connection nila or something like that. So, that is another disadvantage. And also, it doesn't feel natural, correct? Iba talaga ang nasa traditional classroom setting. So, ako ngayon, I'm not used to facing or teach classes because I was also a teacher before, no, in a university and in college, and iba talaga. It doesn't feel natural. Hindi siya 'di ba, if you are a teacher, parang gusto mo na merong direct responses coming from your students. But now, ang kausap mo or nasa harap ka ng monitor, hindi mo alam kung nakikinig ba talaga ang students mo because they could not answer immediately or ganun. So parang iba talaga. It doesn't feel natural. Ewan ko lang sa iba, baka baka nagdi-disagree kayo dito, but for me it just really doesn't feel natural. Iba talaga ang nasa four corners of a classroom compared sa four corners sa bahay niya. Okay? And then, meron ding subjective. I will leave it to you kung online classes are expensive or inexpensive. What do you think? Because merong mga nagsasabi, no, na may mga nagsasabi na it is not expensive for them because merong factors like they don't need to travel or commute, so nasisave ang gastos nila for traveling. So, mas nakaka-save sila. Ang iba naman, there's no need daw to wear uniforms, hindi siya aksaya sa sabon and everything else. So, ganun. So, what do you think? For you, is online classes expensive or inexpensive? Remember that you need to pay for internet connection, for a good and stable internet connection. You have to pay for electricity, and to think na you are in your house 24/7, so malakas ang gamit ng tubig, ng other appliances. So I will leave that to you. Okay, I respect what your answer is, if ang online class ba is expensive or inexpensive. But I hope you also come to think of it. Okay? 'Di ba? Ang device palang daan or ang gadget pa lang or ang ang kuryente, ang internet. Pero meron akong nalaman na principle no na para daw hindi masyadong masakit sa bulsa or hindi masyadong masakit sa heart, let's take it na lang daw as an investment. 'Di ba? Ganun na lang daw para hindi masyadong masakit. Let's take this kind of learning as an investment. Okay? So, the question is, are you ready for classes under new normal? Ready na ba tayo? Nagpapasalamat ba kayo na na-move ang opening of classes to October? Or nasayangan kayo kasi ready na kayo, naka-print na kayo ng modules and everything else, but bakit panilipat sa October? Okay. So, if your answer is yes or no, kindly answer them sa chat para malaman din natin ang mga hinaing ng ating mga participants. Okay? Now, for the next slide, so for those, no, if meron tayong mga school administrators dito na wala pang LMS platform, I will give you some overview of the various platforms. So, ang LMS, simply put, ito yung parang bridge nyo. The bridge between the school and the students. So, ito ang platform kung saan dito mag-access both ang teachers and students for them to learn. So, we have here the commonly used platforms. Ito sila, Moodle, Google Classroom, Edmodo. Pwede ito silang gamitin. And actually sa presentation ko, no, I have enumerated each one kung ano mga features nila and ang mga websites nila. But I will not go into detail na because I had an in-depth discussion yung doon sa Hiraya na page. So, and also I will also share these slides naman if in case gusto nyong i-review para makaproceed na tayo sa next. Okay? Para hindi masayang ang oras natin. Ito po. Nasa Hiraya PH na Facebook page nila ang webinar ko about dito. So you just visit them na lang para ma-enlighten kayo sa different LMS platforms. Okay? So next, sa outline natin is video conferencing. Of course, if this you will use a lot of video conferencing sa classes nyo, especially for those na hindi blended, no, yung parang online classes talaga, yung hindi sa open education, because sa open education kasi students at their own pace can do their tasks by themselves regardless of time. But for those na hindi naman open education ang mode ng learning, so meron pa ring live classes talaga. So dito naman papasok ang ating mga video conferencing platforms. Okay? So, mga overview lang din na mga best apps for video conferencing. So, ito sila, Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, GoToMeeting, JoinMe, and Cisco WebEx. So, the best video tool for large video calls, for webinars, if madami ang students nyo, perhaps 100 students or so, the best option is Zoom. Itong ginagamit natin ngayon sa mga naka-Zoom. As you can see, walang masyadong technical issues or technical glitches kahit na madami-dami na tayo. So Zoom is the best option for this. Para naman sa mga G Suite users dyan, especially mga DepEd teachers natin, no? 'Di ba ang mga accounts natin is under G Suite for Education. The best one for you is Google Meet. Ang problem lang sa Google Meet is kapag marami na, malakas ng kain sa bandwidth natin, nagbabag na siya, naghahang na. Pero if you have classes less than 50 or mga 40 lang, Google Meet is still a good option. Okay, 'di ba? Easy lang siya, no? Sa mga nakagamit na easy access lang siya. Bigay lang ng link, you go to the link and that's it. Pasok na kayo. So that's one good that's the best platform for G Suite users, especially sa mga Google Calendars na nakasync, mga ganon. If ano kayo, no? Google Classroom, then madali lang i-sync din ang Google Meet na application. Okay? And for those, I think naka-Office 365 din ang mga DepEd teachers natin, no? A good option for you is Microsoft Teams. The best naman for professional features is GoToMeeting. And ano to siya? Kasi madaming mga additional features ng GoToMeeting. But the downside of it is nakakalito din siya because madaming mga additional features na hindi common sa mga other platforms natin, no? So GoToMeeting is the best one for professional features. For lightweight option naman, yung kung gusto niyo automatic, Join Me is the good option. So actually, Join Me and GoToMeeting belong to the same company. So kung gusto niyo madali ang wala nang masyadong preparation pa, like you have a meeting or a classroom na right then and there, nandyan na, Join Me is another good option. Okay? Pero syempre, limited din ang options niya. Mayroong mga features na you commonly see, no, sa ibang platforms na hindi siya available sa Join Me. So yun lang ang downside niya. Then we also have Cisco WebEx. So it is best for virtual whiteboarding. Alam niyo ng whiteboard, no? So kung meron tayong blackboard na hindi naman color black, green naman, meron tayong equivalent na whiteboard din na gamit ang marker. So sa Cisco WebEx, they have a good feature for whiteboarding. So kung magdi-discuss kayo, no, kung may isusulat kayo or meron kayong doodles or meron kayong mga mathematical formula na ilalagay, WebEx is actually the best one to use for such. Kung may isusulat kayo, because they have a good feature for whiteboarding. So ayan po. If kasi merong separate nagka-webinar na kasi kami dito, no, about sa mga video tools. If you want to watch about those tools, punta lang po kayo sa page namin. That's at the ICT FOOBC2. Hover sa videos. So nandun po itong Discovering the New Trends Video Conferencing Tools to Increase Productivity. Diyan po ang ating in-depth discussion sa mga video tools na yan. Okay? Para makaproceed na tayo sa main meet natin for this afternoon, which is the online learning or web application tools. So with that, hindi pa po ako tapos pero mag-stop po muna ako ng pag-share ng screen kasi lipat ako sa ibang display. Saglit lang po. Okay pa po ba kayo dyan? Saglit lang po ha, at kinoconnect ko pa po. Ang aking okay, ayan na. So, if meron po kayong other devices, no, please sana ay meron kayo, no, para while you are learning, you can also make use of this of a separate device para mas madali ang ating pag-demo ngayong hapon na ito. Okay? So ito, Google Forms, and just recently naglabas na din ang Microsoft ng kanilang own version ng kanilang forms equivalent to Google Forms. So madaming gamit ng Google Forms, like for school administrators, if kailangan nyo ng registration for your classes perhaps, or enrollment, pwede gamitin ng Google Forms. And madaming mga interactive. And I think familiar naman siguro kayo sa Google Forms, ano? Kasi yung nag-ano din kayo dito, nag-register din kayo dito sa webinar na ito, gamit nyo din is Google Forms. So that's the essence of Google Forms. And punta lang kayo sa forms.google.com and nandun na. Actually, for me, it's very, it's very user-friendly naman gamitin. Kasi wiswig siya, what you see is what you get. And also, for those na ang mga DepEd teachers natin, no, member kayo ng G Suites for Education. And kasi kanina meron akong nabasa dito sa chat, no, na how do they check the integrity of their classes sa mga students nila? Like if they give quizzes, how do they know na sila talaga nag-answer, or how do they secure na hindi sila mandadaya? So for those na members ng G Suites for Education, mayroong additional feature ang Google Forms wherein ang mga students hindi sila maka-open ng ibang tab or naka-lock ang ang window nila sa Google Forms lang. Once naka-activate na yung quiz, hindi na sila pwedeng makalipat. So that's one thing na hindi sila makapag-open ng notes or any form of daya. So yan, you can explore that. Especially for those sa mga DepEd teachers natin, if you have quizzes that you have to answer, you have to let the students answer online, pwede po Google Forms. So pwede din for events na registration and everything else, gamit na gamit po ang Google Forms. Okay, so hindi ko na lang po siya I won't go into in-depth discussions sa Google Forms kasi we also have another webinar for this na nakapagbigay na kami ng webinar about this. So if you want to rewatch po, punta lang po kayo sa YouTube channel ko and hover sa mga webinars doon. Nandun po ang Google Forms na in-depth discussion if you really want to learn from scratch. So nandun po. Meron ba tayong nandito na nakasali na din during that webinar? So hello ulit sa inyo. Okay? So yun naman sa Microsoft Forms, this is still early actually. I tried to and I went to their site to create one, and nakita ko it's also user friendly, but I did not explore it that much. Okay, but I believe that they function the same. Meron lang siguro changes sa interface, but they work the same. Okay. Next, ito. So say for example, no, meron tayong ibibigay na links, yung mga URLs natin for our students. Like sabihin nyo, ito, punta kayo dito, nandito yung study module nyo, or perhaps ito ang quiz nyo, but hindi aesthetically speaking, hindi maganda sa mata tingnan, no, if sobrang haba ng URL. But there is actually a way to control that. So itong mga nasa screens nyo ngayon, itong tiny.cc, bit.ly, and short URL.at, ito sila, they shorten your URLs na pwede nyong ma-customize para sa kung pagbigay nyo sa students nyo ng links nyo, there is familiarity or customized na siya according to what you like as a display. So sige, let's try sa let's try na lang sa Tiny. Yan. So, ang link for Tiny is tiny.cc. At ayan po, bumabagal na ang aking dahil sa bandwidth. So say for example, no, mayroong link. So example, itong link ng ano namin, ng cluster namin, no? So dito sa dito sa area na to is where you paste the complete link or you type in the complete link. While dito naman sa baba niya is yung gusto nyong i-customize na name ng link niya. So say for example, DICT VC2. So pwede po yan. So pag shorten nyo, ito ng link na to ang ibibigay nyo sa inyong students. So ito na. Copy nyo lang to. Tapos ano pala to ha, this is case sensitive. So kung meron kang nakakapital dyan, nakakapitalize, so dapat nakakapitalize talaga siya or else hindi siya mabawasan ng receivers nyo ng link. So pwede din, no, para sabihin ng students natin, wow, ang take na naman ni sir. Pwede gamitin itong QR code na generator din nila. So i-click nyo lang yon. Ito, no, click nyo lang to, tapos mag-generate siya ng new tab and ito na. Mababasa na to ng smartphones nyo, ng tablets nyo para didiretso din to sa link. So ayan, sabihan na kayo ng students nyo, wow, ang techy naman ni sir or ni ma'am, paano niya to ginawa? Yun pala, tiny.cc lang ang gamit. Diba? That's all for free lang po. Wala po siyang bayad. Okay? So, it has the same principle sa So it has the same principle po sa ating bit.ly and short URL.at. So may konting difference lang sa kanyang interface, but the features remain the same. Pang ano siya, pang shorten ng URLs, pang bigay ng QR codes, pwede din siya sa other shortening sites. Okay? So next, ito na, Mentimeter. So say for example, gusto nyo magpa-poll, no? Or gusto nyo magtanong anonymously, tapos gusto nyo hingin ang sagot ng class nyo, pwede yan sa Mentimeter. Sige. So, to everyone, please go to menti.com, especially yung mga nasa Zoom, no? That's menti.com. Okay, stop muna to. Because there is no better way of explaining this, no, applications if hindi natin siya ipa-practice. So I'm gonna share. Saglit lang po. And po, so makita nyo sa screen nyo, di ba, may tanong, may instruction na go to menti.com, that's menti.com, and use the code 6149543. So pagpasok nyo sa menti.com, manghingi siya ng PIN, no, or code. So you have to enter it and it will proceed to the question. So live na live, like what you see right now, makikita na dito kung ano mga answers ng mga respondents natin. So ayan, so right now, what social media app do you use the most? May nag-answer na Facebook, ayan, Instagram, 9%. Sa Twitter, wala ba tayong mga Twitter users? Mostly Facebook. Friendster, wala? May Friendster pa ba ngayon? I think game site na ang Friendster or hindi pa ba sila nag-down? Yan. So as you can see, ayan, dito sa lower portion, no, makikita kung ilan ang sumagot. Ngayon, we have 34. And they don't show, no, kung sino-sino because anonymous na answering to. So you can ask your class for samples. So Ayan. So live na nagbibigay. Ayan, may nag-answer pa yan ng mga Friendster, mga oldies ba natin to? Ayan. Twitter, wala pa rin Twitter. Ayan, may sumagot na ng Twitter, napilitan. So, ayan, sige, let's give mga 2 minutes siguro. We have answers coming in. 53, 54, 55, 56 na. 82% Facebook ang ginagamit mostly. Ayan, sige pa po, answer pa po kayo. Yan, we have 60 answers. Sige po. Thank you for answering. Ayan po, I gave another question. So, paki-refresh lang po ng menti.com nyo. Pakibalik sa menti.com. So, mayroong another question. The same code, but there is a new question. Where do you live? So, ayan. May mga answers na tayong Cebu. Ayan na, Iloilo, Zamboanga, Manila. So, these are actually live answers. Ito ang tinatawag na word cloud feature ng ating Mentimeter. Ayan, patuloy na pumapasok ang mga answers nyo. Yan, we have 31 answers already. Taga saan? Tingnan natin kung saan ba tong ating mga participants. Merong Pateros at meron nagkamali na ang nilagay ay ang code. Yan, Iloilo, Manila. Yan, Taguig, Malabon. Usually, yung mga nasa malalaking fonts, no, ibig sabihin niyan may mga multiple answers. Kaya malaki siya kasi madaming nag-answer niyan. Hindi na kasi siya i-repeat na mag-display. But rather, pinapalikihan na lang kung saan mostly ang answers. Okay? Thank you for our 69 respondents. I-close ko na to kasi maghang to. But yan, paliit siya ng padami ng padami, but paliit ng font. So yan ang concept ng ating Mentimeter. Yan, sige. Pasok pa mga answers nyo. Yan po. So yun ang concept ng ating Mentimeter. So another that is an interactive na application, no? Web application. If gusto niyo magtanong ng polls anonymously from your students or from your classes, pwede po yan sa Mentimeter. So if gusto niyo mag-create ng ganun, punta po kayo sa dashboard na site which is mentimeter.com. But ang site for the participant, if meron na kayong gustong pa-answeran, it is menti.com. So if you ask, is it free? The answer is yes, but limited lang ang slides na pwede nyong gawin. Although you can edit from time to time, meron kayong 2 slides. But if you want to make use of full features, if gusto nyong ma-download ang mga answers, you have to pay for additional. You have to pay for the additional features or the premium or pro na features. Okay? Mentimeter has the same concept with AHA slides. The same din ang concept nila. Both AHA slides and Mentimeter. Okay? Next naman is ito. So, for those na okay lang yung mga nasa Mentimeter, no, for those na sumali from Facebook and YouTube, okay lang yun na may delay, but for this to medyo mas better mag-participate ang participants natin sa Zoom kasi real time. Sige. So, ang Kahoot, if you have quizzes, if you want interactive quizzes, so both Kahoot and quizzes are good options. Although there are also a lot, you can actually search, no? Like, i-search nyo sa search box nyo, alternative to Kahoot or alternative to quizzes. So, pwede naman siya. So, for now, let us try Kahoot, kung paano ba ang concept ng Kahoot. So, inaayos ko pa po. So, ang Kahoot po is available also in mobile. So, okay lang po no na actually pwede siyang ma-install as a separate mobile application, but okay rin hindi. So, for those na may Kahoot na, that's good for you. For those naman na wala, it's okay. There's no need for you to install Kahoot na mobile application because you can just go to your browser. Just go to kahoot.it. Okay po. At share ko na po ang ating Kahoot na screen. Ayan po. So, instructions, go to kahoot.it at hihingan po kayo ng PIN. So, just key in the PIN which is 753869 and it will ask for your nickname po. Sige, so now we have Crisel, we have Yel, George, si Coco Cabs. Yan, sige, let's give around 2 minutes siguro for others to register. Yan, para ma-gets nyo ang concept ng Kahoot. Kahoot. Yan, I think visible na siya. Ngayon pa nag-visible siya sa ating Facebook Live. But baka pwede makahabol ang ating mga nasa Facebook Live. Ayan, we already have 68 players. 71, 72. Pag umabot to ng 100, start tayo sa quiz. Meron tayong general knowledge quiz ngayon. At patalinuhan po tayo ngayon, mga teachers. Ayan, umabot na. Shall we start? Meron pa bang gustong humabol? Sige, 30 seconds and we'll start. So, ang concept po dito sa Kahoot, a question will be flashed sa inyong screen, sa inyong monitor. And then you have to answer with the corresponding shapes or colors of the choices. Ganun po ang concept ng Kahoot quiz. Sige, let us start. Ready na? Ready? Mag-i-intermission number kung sinong makakuha ng lowest. Yan na, madaming Madami nang lumilipat sa Zoom kasi delayed sa Facebook and YouTube. Sige po, welcome po kayo dito. Okay, pag umabot na ng 150, start na po tayo. So, 10 more. Yan na, 9 slots. 8 slots. 7. Mukhang wala na atang pumapasok ah. Ayan, 5 more slots before we begin our Kahoot quiz. Yan na po, 3 na lang. And we'll start. Isa na lang po and let's start. Ayan na po. So sample quiz lang po ito ang name ko. Ayan. 5 plus 5 times 5 equals. You have 20 seconds to answer. Yan na. At ayan na po. 21 ang nag-answer ng 30. At 21 din ang nag-answer ng 50. Ano nangyari sa ating mga... Asa ng ating PEMDAS rule? Nako, equal ang tama at mali. Hindi, mas marami ang mali pala kaysa sa tama. So ayan, si codename or nickname JC1011 ang leading. It means na siya ang pinakaunang nakabigay ng correct answer. Ready pa kayo sa next? Pwede pa? Pwede pa maglaro? Ayan. True or false? Ayan. DICT was founded in 2016. True or false? 10 seconds. So 56 ng participants natin ang tama. And true po na we were born in 2016. Number 1 ulit, nangunguna pa rin si JC1011, sinundan ni Shek. Si Alvin umangat with 1730 points. So you can assign po points. So next, third question of 5. What is the capital of Negros Oriental? Yan. Yan, sa 106 na umabot sa timer natin, 40 ang tumama ng capital ng Negros Oriental is Dumaguete. Congrats mga geography teachers natin. Next question. Ayan pala, scoreboard. Naku, naungusan na si JC1011 na nasa fifth na siya from first. At si Edsel na ang nangunguna. Next question. Kaya pa? Fourth question out of 5. Where is this located? Itong lugar na to or itong ano ba to? Saan ba to makikita? Aba, seryoso? Meron talaga nagkamali doon. Sa China po yun. Pero at least majority naman is tama. Pero mag-review po tayo no ng ating geography lessons. Sige po. And si Edsel kanina na nanguna, nawala na sa top 5 si Edsel. Naungusan na siya ni guts. Okay, I think last question na to. Who is this person? Ayan. Sino ba tong person na to? Dali, 20 seconds, 16 seconds. Bilis, bilis. So sa 98 respondents natin no, na nakaabot sa timer, we have 73 na tama si Vladimir Putin. At may nag-answer talaga ng Kim Jong-un. Seryoso. So yun po ang concept ng Kahoot natin, and third place si George with 3561. At number 1 si Guts. Congrats Guts. Sa sunod na lang ang premyo mo. Runners up natin. Ayun. So yun po ang concept ng ating Kahoot. Okay? So ito po ang interface ng Kahoot natin. So if nagtatanong kayo, is it libre or is it free or do you have to spend for it? So it depends. If you would register it na under business siya, it would entail you costing, but if you would register as a teacher or a student, free lang po siya. So ayan po, and you can actually you just press the create button dito sa upper right, and ayan na, you just have to write your question, write your choices dito sa baba. So pwede po yan, and you can choose no, pwede siya na classic no, na live quiz, or pwede siya na pwede siyang answeran depending on the available pace or available time ng inyong participant. So pwedeng ganon, pwedeng live or pwedeng balik-balikan siya, yung parang sa open education na concept, ganun siya. And then once you are done typing your question and your answers or your choices, you can add image or video. You just press done, and there is a button there to saying na if you would play already, so pwede yan. So pwede din to siya sa, meron po silang mobile version ang Kahoot, user friendly din siya. So yun po. Next is ang quizzes. So ang dashboard sa quizzes, kung gusto niyo gumawa ng questions or ng quiz, is quizzes.com. Pero sa participant, kung bibigyan niyo na siya ng quiz na yon, it's joinmyquiz.com. So let me check. Then by the way, doon po sa Kahoot, you can modify ang timer kung how many seconds will the question be available. Pwede po 'yon. Ma-modify po siya. So saglit lamang po ha, at medyo gumagrabe na ang bandwidth sa aking computer. Malakas po ang bandwidth ko ngayon kasi multiple applications po no ang open ko, naka-run pa din ang ang YouTube Live, Facebook Live. So ganun talaga. But sa inyong case, if you will already go with your classes, hindi naman ganun masyado ang ganun kabagal. Okay? So, inaayos ko pa po ang ating display para ma-experience natin kung ano ang concept ng quizzes. Ayan po. So, another quiz. So, punta po kayo sa joinmyquiz.com at maghihingi ulit ng code for the game. So, i-key nyo lang po ang 881288. Kaya yan na, pumapasok na ang ating mga participants. Yan na. Sino nga ulit yung nag-number 1 natin sa Kahoot kanina? Yan, we already have 26 participants. Ang iba ayaw nang sumali kasi ano ba tong quiz ni sir? Napahiya ako dun sa equation or mathematical equation na tanong kanina sa number 1. Sige, we'll wait siguro 60 or 70. Pag umabot tayo, then we'll start. Ngayon pa lumalabas sa Facebook Live natin. Yan na, we can start. We have 70 participants. At may umahabol pa, 72, wala na. Ayan si Eds ulit, ang nanguna. Sige, ngayon pa siya pumasok sa Facebook Live natin. Sige, let's give naman ano. Let's give them the chance naman. Ilan ba yung kanina? 150, no? 150? Yung nag-start tayo? Yeah, let's wait if umabot to ng 150. Then, by the way, you can actually remove po the players, no? Players can be removed if may pumasok. Tapos ayaw nyo naman, so pwede po yun. Wala na, I think wala na. At umuulan na po ng malakas dito sa Cebu City. Kumusta po kayo dyan? Okay, parang exact. Okay, sige. I think 115, 116. Yeah, I think okay na to. Let's start with 120. We have 120 participants. This is yan po. So
So, nakaapat na trabaho na.
So, ayun po. Ang ating first, si RD. Second, si DICT LC1. Go DICT. At third naman, si Yahoo. So, ayan po. Nakabase siya sa, if you could compare it, no, sa, if in comparison sa Kahoot, no, na dapat simultaneous siya, lahat with the same screen. Dito naman sa quizzes it's at your own pace. So, if tapos na kayo sa question 1, then proceed sa question 2, 3, and yun po. So on and so forth. So, ganun po ang concept niya sa quizzes. So, ayan na. With 2560 points, 100% correct. Yan si RD. The same din si DACT LC1. Kaso lang, mas pinakamabilis si RD sa pag-answer, followed by Yahoo. So, ayan po. At naka-enumerate po ang ating mga participants. Okay? So, ganun po. To make your online quizzes fun and interactive. At i-exit ko na po ito ha. So, ayan po. So, stop share. So, yun po. Yun ang concept natin for Kahoot and for quizzes. Okay, so ano lang po, no? Madali lang siya. It's very easy. Actually, both Kahoot and quizzes, they are very easy to navigate lang, to create your questions, to create your quizzes. So, the same lang. There is a create button and nandun ang mga options. So, madali lang po siya. Okay? So next naman, so 'di ba, if in case you want po to as teachers, no, and we have to get the attention of our students and our pupils, and I think most of our students are spatial or visual, parang hindi natin nakakatch ang attention nila if puro text, if walang mga visuals, no. So we have here 3 websites that offer various web applications. Canva.com, Trello, and Pick2Chart. So, if gusto nyo gumawa ng PowerPoint presentations, posters, banners to explain further your if meron kayong visuals, if hindi kayo expert sa Photoshop or any photo editing tool, we have online tools naman for you to make use of. Itong Canva, this is the most used widely na editing tool, online editing tool, and actually ang owner nito or ang creator nito is part Filipina, Australian Filipina, and siguro ipakita ko na lang ang interface, no? Saglit lang. So ito po ang interface ng ating Canva. Basically free po ang Canva if you want to create your own designs, your own layouts, but doon na tayo magkakatalo sa mga pictures or mga resources used because mayroong ibang images or icons or everything else na may bayad. You have to pay for it. But if amenable naman kayo sa mga posters or sa mga layouts or designs na free, na mga templates, so pwede din. But you can actually customize the text. Meron lang tayong mga icons and pictures or images na may bayad na. So from here, ito na ang Canva natin na interface. From here, you create a design. Gawa ba kayo ng poster, ng presentation, yung PowerPoint nyo, pwede. Video, logo, Facebook post, infographic, pwede yan. Pwede siya through our Canva. And merong mga templates na. There are already templates available. Pili na lang kayo, tapos edit nyo na lang. So, pwede yan. Para kung magpakita na kayo ng screen nyo sa inyong students or pupils, then, ayan na, very aesthetically pleasing na. Okay? So, if you are looking for other alternatives for Canva, if hindi nyo gusto si Canva, we also have Trello, we also have Pictochart. Itong Pictochart, if you want to create infographics, Pictochart are really a good option. Okay? And also, actually, our provincial officer sa DICT, she also has her own YouTube channel, and actually, nagkaroon na kami ng webinar about using Canva and graphics design. You can either check her YouTube channel for in-depth discussion, or nandun din sa videos namin sa aming Facebook page. Nandun din, naka-record din doon. So hover nyo lang, graphic design using Canva, mga in-depth discussion. Okay? So ito, have you heard of Kotobi? Narinig nyo na ba to? So, of course, you know PDFs naman po, no? Mga PDF formats. So, meron din tayong mga interactive na PDFs, and we call it EPUBs. So, itong Kotobi, this is actually, this can be downloaded. So, para tong standalone na application. You just go to kotobi.com for you to install the application and para ma-install sa PC nyo. And from there, you can create your own EPUBs. You can create yung mga module nyo, chapter, and mga readings, mga sources. And then at the end, you can actually create your quiz after every readings afternoon. So this is especially helpful kung you have an open education kind of learning wherein the students at their own pace can answer by themselves. Kung hindi live na kailangan, unlike doon sa sa quizzes or sa Kahoot na sa Kahoot na live siya. So dito sa Kotobi, the students can answer your interactive questions at any time. So i-try ko. Actually, the only problem with Kotobi is medyo nakaka-lag ng PC kasi masyadong mabigat. Kasi kailangan siya in-install. Hindi siya web application na you go to a certain website for you to create. It's a standalone siya na application. So let me check. So kita ko ulit. So yeah, mga e-books po to. So ito po siya actually ang interface ng Kotobi natin, and let's pray na hindi siya mag-hang or mag-lag, no, kasi especially that I am running multiple applications right now. So meron na ba dito mga familiar na sa Kotobi? Do you also do you agree with the struggle na nakakapag-hang or nakaka-lag ng PC, which is actually I am experiencing right now, but sige na lang. But to give you an overview, pwede from this interface and from this panel, pwede nyong i-copy paste or gawa kayo ng lessons nyo dito, no? And then you can add image, you can import from your gallery, and then you can actually add questions. So kanina may nagawa na ako, I mean kagabi. Kagabi may nagawa na ako. And so ang format niya na isi-save is EPUB. Andyan pa po ba kayo? Okay po. Tuluyan na pong not responding na ang aking Kotobi, but paki-imagine nyo na lang po. Imagine nyo na lang po na imagine nyo lang po na parang meron akong a higher version of PDF na file in an EPUB format, and you can add your own actually parang gagawa kayo ng book nyo, diba? Electronic book, an interactive book na pwedeng may mga questions doon sa baba, no? And they have choices, pwedeng multiple choice, pwedeng true or false kinds of questions, and from there ay makakapag-answer ang ating students. Kung sino man may hawak nun ng PDF, pwede sila maka-answer, and isi-sync nun ang mga results into your account. So it works for those who are under the open education, but if kailangan na naka-live, then medyo may hindi siya suitable. So ito na ang sinasabi natin, no, sa ating one of the disadvantages ng online classes. dahil technical issues are inevitable. Pero yun po, actually also coming from other experiences from users, yun ang problem ng Kotobi natin. Medyo talaga siya, nakaka-delay ng processes ng system natin, ng PC natin. Yun po. Okay. Actually, we are down naman to our last application na. So hindi ko na lang po i-full screen ang aking PowerPoint presentation kasi nag-hang siya. But we are now down to our last application na pwede nyong gamitin sa inyong online classes in October, or if you're already doing your classes right now, at least you can inject this application. So the last one is Speech Central by LabC. Actually, this is a mobile application. You have to download. It's available in iStore, in App Store, in Google Play. Sa Microsoft Store, meron din siya. But ang Speech Central is, di ba, meron tayong mga applications no that converts lang yung microphone, tapos kung anong sasabihin nyo, is-search na, parang ganun, di ba, ang concept. But itong Speech Central naman is the other way around. So, merong mga text, tapos itong application ang magbabasa ng text na yun. So, kung tired na kayo mag-explain sa students nyo, ubos na laway nyo, pwede na ang itong application na ang gagawa nun para sa inyo. So, it's the other way around. So, actually available to sa itong ganito na concept or na feature is available sa mga PDF readers natin, yung read aloud na feature. But the only thing, the advanced feature about this Speech Central is hindi lang mga PDFs ang nababasa. Anything like pwede sa web, sa mga websites, kung may mga text doon, binabasa niya din. So that's one, a level up of such. So, yeah, I think that's it for this afternoon. Doon po sa I have created a YouTube channel. Nandun po, meron po akong a number of webinars and tutorials. If you want to learn about, to learn more or to have an in-depth knowledge about ano na ba mga na-discuss ko? Google Forms, HTML programming, basic HTML programming, Google Drive, paano paggamit ng Google Drive, and ng Gmail, nandun po. So, I will also announce from such channel po kung available na ang certificates for download. Doon ko din po i-announce. So, yun lang. I think that's all. I hope madami kayong mga natutunan that you can make use for your classes. And it's not limited po with these applications. There are also other alternatives. If you can actually look up through Google, through your search engines, pwede nyong i-search kung what are the alternatives for this, like search alternative for Canva, alternative for Kahoot, alternative for everything else na nakalista doon sa ating web applications. Pwede po yun. Madami po. But what I have discussed are the most commonly used platforms. Okay, so I think I will give back the floor to Mike. Are you still there, Mike?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mike.
Yes, nandito lang ako. So, thank you so much. Grabe, maraming mga applications. Before I give the evaluation link, let me present
Ay, insert ko lang mic, no? Kasi mayroon tayong YouTube na comment. Slides daw. Yes po, ibibigay ko po ang slides. Actually, it is my intention po to give you the slides, especially na pahapyaw lang yung pag-discuss ko, no? Sa other parts, especially sa LMS or Learning Management na system applications. So, yeah. Bibigay ko po ang slides. Okay, Mike.
Alright.
Go, Mike.
Thank you so much. So, wala ako masyadong nakitang questions.
Akala ko wala kang nakuha, Mike.
Marami tayong tutunan, sir. Thank you so much. Dan,
ano ba? Information overload ba? Ang dami.
Ito lang, may nakita akong question isa. Sabi niya, good afternoon from Benson Banayat. I recently created a quiz bee for Virtual Nutrition Month. My question is, how would you trace how many times the students take the game when you have set it to assignment?
Ano po to? Quiz bee or quizzes?
I created a quiz bee for our virtual nutrition.
I think that is another application, no? Ang quiz bee, tama ba? So, actually, I'm not familiar with such sa quiz bee. But I think there are ways to monitor, especially if you would actually compare it to our Kahoot or to our quizzes. There are actually after a game or after a quiz has been done, after it has ended, there are actually statistics. So you have to actually study, or you have to before you make use of an application, no? I think it is a must that you study such, and it would be fitting and it would be proper na you have tried and you have tested your quiz first before providing it. So,
Alright.
I'm not, quiz B? Hindi ko masyadong nakuha yung ano.
Hindi ko rin sure kung application ba yun or yung quiz B na quiz B talaga.
Oo eh. But I'm not familiar. If it is an application, sorry, I'm not familiar with quiz B. Sorry po. Pero general parang principle naman, you have to study naman, di ba? An application before giving it out or sending out to your participants.
Alright. So, meron pa isa si Sir Cyril Consuelo.
Yes, Sir Cyril.
Since we are informed about different applications, what can you recommend to us the best brand of laptop daw?
Naku naman.
And
baka makota.
Have enough memory and bandwidth value-added services.
For now, no, if you are a Windows user, it is highly recommendable na you purchase or you make use of i5 or higher na processors. Kasi yun na ang standard natin yun. Pwede nga i7 kasi meron na tayong i9. But if the higher, it means the price is also higher. So if you would ask me, it depends kasi there are laptops na meron pang gaming. So maganda ang graphics niya. Ako personally, ang mga MacBooks, ang mga Apple natin, no, na machines or ating mga Mac machines, they are good for video editing and graphics editing because maganda ang crisp ang display. So if you are into that, then pwede. But for Windows, I would not recommend i3 or lower. I would stick to i5 or higher. Ryzen 5 or higher, mga ganun.
Okay. So, ito naman kay Miss Nona Lisa topic. Pwede po ba i-post yung quiz sa quizzes sa Google Classroom as assignment?
Pwede. Especially, I forgot to mention na yung quizzes, pwede siyang ma-sync or ma-link sa sa Google Classroom. Pwede. I'm not sure with Kahoot. I think pwede na ang Kahoot. I think pwede na siya ma-link, but ang quizzes is pwede na. Merong option lang doon both sa Google Classroom and sa quizzes, may options doon to synchronize it with your Google Classroom. So pwede siya.
All right. So I hope that's all the questions. So let me present to you. Yeah.
Wow.
You have a certificate. This certificate of recognition is given to Joshua Eliazar P. Dumen for sharing his time, talent, and expertise as the resource person, resource speaker during the webinar, useful web applications to make online classes fun, interactive, conducted by Department of Information and Communications Technology, besides Cluster 2, August 20, 2 to 4 p.m. To be signed by our Director Frederick D.C. Amores. Right, thank you so much, Sir Josh.
Canva ba? Anong gamit mo dito pag gawa ng certificate?
Ginamit ko dito Canva.
Oh, see? So,
So yung
that's one product.
mga ginagawa kong mga certificates na na-receive ninyo ay from Canva po yan.
Yun, di ba? So, it's easy for our teachers na, no? Hindi na kailangang
Yes, may mga
matuto
free
ng
templates po doon.
hindi na kailangan mag-Photoshop
Yes.
or Corel Draw na mga nosebleed na. So, pwede.
Yeah. Then, let me, we have upcoming webinars. The part 2 of life saving and aquatic rescue. Yes, August 25. So, mga hindi pa nag-register, visit the Facebook page sa Visayas Cluster 2. Then we have writing hacks, how to write engaging content that will turn words into dollars. Mga dollars. By Karen Liz Datoy. August 26 po ito. So, the links and other informations are on our FB page. Okay. Our special thanks to our webinar technical committee, our director, Frederick D.C. Amores, our speaker, Joshua Elizar Domen, our Leyte provincial officer, Ms. Claire Fernandez, Joshua Corona, technical sa FB Live, and your moderator, George Michael Picardal, and the DICD DC2 staff. Thank you so much to all the participants. We have here. This is what you've been waiting. So please take the post-assessment evaluation and receive your digital certificate after 2 to 3 weeks. Share ko po ang link sa chat panel. So wala pong quiz, but the link will automatically close at 5 p.m. today. So may deadline po siya kasi walang quiz. And then, announcement on how to claim your certificate. Ito po yung link. Tiny.cc download cert. Alright, so wala po kayong ma-receive na emails regarding sa certificate. So, kindly save this link, download cert, para bisitahin nyo pag mabot na ng 2 or 3 weeks while we are preparing your certificate. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining and active participation. So let's not forget to maximize our time during the community quarantine and invest in additional knowledge by joining webinars like this. So stay safe and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, Sir Josh. Thank you for sharing.
Welcome and good luck sa mga teachers natin. You play a really big role and you have a big part sa ating country. So we always owe it to you for the, diba, for the future of our children and our generation. So I know it is a pain right now, diba? It is very challenging for you. It is new for you. This is not the usual things that we do. But we admire you as teachers, diba, for doubling your efforts to make sure na education will continue. So it might be painful, but it might be taxing, or it might be exhaustive in your part, but we will reap rewards after, with your students and your pupils being professionals in the future. So this is just a phase, mawawala din to. So good luck in your classes.
Sa lahat ng FB viewers, YouTube viewers, thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
Salamat sa last minute call, ay last minute acceptance.